What's up, guys? Welcome back to TheReviewSpace. It's time again for an advice video, and it's been a while since I made one, and I've been wanting to put this out since I started this channel. Basically, this is going to be a workout slash calisthenics video on how to stay in shape without leaving your living room. This means that you don't need the gym, you don't need to buy weights, you don't need to buy diet pills, you don't need to play freaking Wii Fit, none of that stuff. Matter of fact, all you need is just motivation, motivation. Oh yeah, and some books and a store bag, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later. Anyway, I lost 60 pounds to these simple routines, you know, over the course of like 3 years, from like 2008 to 2010, and then continuing to this day. Along with a healthier diet, it definitely works. I mean, this workout, this calisthenic routine works. However, this workout is not meant for bodybuilding or massive muscle gain. So, like, if you want to shrink your gonads and look like Mr. Universe, you know, Mr. Olympia, Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, you're gonna have to look somewhere else. First of all, let's get stretching. Try to touch your toes and hold it for like 10 seconds. Stretch out your arms, your hands, your neck, your legs. Get some blood pumping. We've all done this shit in phys ed, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. It's pretty basic. Do some jumping jacks too. And if you have a skipping rope, you can try using that one instead of jumping jacks. Take deep breaths, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you drink plenty of water during these exercises just to keep you hydrated. So, here we go. Now, let's begin with the arms using push-ups. Push-ups are perfect, especially on a rug floor. Make sure to use push-up variations, you know, they keep your arms working out. I avoid doing just one position of push-up because they're actually very repetitive and they're boring. If you just stick to one position, your arms eventually get used to it and you get less burn. The first variation is on your fists. Do push-ups on your fists and keep your body straight. Dip your entire body as close to the ground as possible when you're going down. Hold it for 3 seconds. And then push back up. Make sure that when you dip, your body, including your chest, stomach, crotch area, legs, do not touch the ground. Do not hit the ground when you dip. And just repeat this 3 times. Because you're using your fists, it can hurt on wooden or concrete floor, so I recommend padding. Either use a wide piece of cloth or just wrap your fists with a couple of unused t-shirts. It's ghetto style, but it works, trust me. Second variation is underhanded fists. This type of push-up is basically you just keep your arms to the side, underhand style, and then do a push-up. You get more burn on the triceps area here instead of biceps. And again, dip as low as you can without touching the ground. Hold it for 3 seconds and then push back up. Repeat this 3 times. The third variation of the push-up is the basic open-handed push-up. Just like the previous variations, dip as low as possible, hold for 3 seconds, push up again. Again, this is the open-handed version, very easy. This is the one that everybody knows how to do. Repeat it 3 times. Now the final 2. The diagonal push-ups. Use the open-handed position first. Lower your left hand slightly and raise your right hand slightly. So notice how the hands are in diagonal form. They're basically opposite directions. Now do push-ups. Hold 3 seconds on the dip. Repeat this 3 times. The final variation is diagonal version 2. So basically you just switch the hands, and this time you raise your left hand slightly and then you lower your right hand. Once again, hold for 3 seconds each and repeat 3 times. Make sure you perform all 5 variations in a row for a total of 15 push-ups, holding 3 seconds on each dip. There's other versions, obviously, of different push-ups, so you want to do some research on that. There's all kinds of footages on YouTube. So you can experiment, try around, experiment, do your own variations. Alright, we're not finished with the arms. Now let's do curls. Let me show you how to curl without using expensive gym equipment. Take a store bag, some thick books you never read, old magazines, anything that fits perfectly inside. And in this case, I'm using a shoe store shopping mall bag with a very strong handle that will not break easily. Inside my bag, there's a thesaurus that I never read, a couple of yearbooks from high school, old wrestling magazines all torn up and shit, and my CD binder filled with hundreds of burned CDs that I used to listen to. All the shit in the bag probably weighs around 25 pounds, but it's all I need. Before you start curling, get an old ass t-shirt or some kind of cloth and wrap it around the rough bag handles for a more comfortable grip, because this is easier and softer on your hand. And boom! There you go, you got a makeshift dumbbell. Time to get curling. Get those reps, man. Get those curls. And make sure your arms feel the burn, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that every time you do it, you'll hold it for, I try to hold it for 3 seconds every time I curl up. You know what I'm saying? As long as you feel that burn, as long as you feel a certain pain on your arms and, you're doing it right. And once one of your arms gets tired, switch the arms, obviously. As you can see, you don't need a dumbbell, you don't need gym equipment, you don't even need to get out of the freaking house. You just need very simple items. I mean, just a freaking bag and some improvisation, really. Just some ingenuity right here. Alright. Now let's focus on the stomach/core workout. Basically your abdomen area. These are good for your abs, so you might want to pay attention. First of all, let's go with the side core. We're going to use easy side dips. These are very easy. Alright, so basically you keep your legs and your right forearm on the ground. And then you basically slowly dip up and down. You're raising your hip area and your entire upper torso area, and you're just basically moving it up and down. You're just, you're feeling that burn on the side core, on your right core area. And then you want to repeat this around 8 to 10 times, maybe even 15 if you want to. And then when you get tired, when you feel that burn, you can switch to the left side, and then you repeat the same thing. It's basically the same position except on the left area. Okay, now it's time for ab crunches and variations. Lie on your back, then just curl up your knees towards your stomach. Keep your feet together and do not let your heels touch the floor when you stretch out. Second variation is the high crunch, and you just keep your legs straight. You bring them up to the sky, and then you bring them back down. Again, do not let your feet or heels touch the floor when your legs move down, and then you just repeat this up and down motion. This is very good for the lower core, lower ab area. Repeat these enough times to get that awesome abdominal burn. You'll feel it in your stomach, you'll feel it in your ab muscles. Third variation. Just rotate your feet together in a clockwise motion. You can do this about 20 times and give your side core some extra burn. Once you're finished, repeat it again, this time in counterclockwise. And of course, do not let your feet touch the ground. I also like to stretch out afterwards, including bridges and handstands. These actually strengthen your neck muscle, so you might want to try this as well. Final segment is the leg workout. This is good for building leg strength, especially for someone who doesn't walk a lot or move around outside. So if you don't get a chance to really walk outside for, you know, an hour or something. First up, find a wall and lean your back to it in a sitting position. Keep your legs bent as if you were sitting down on a chair. Hold this position for 3 to 5 minutes straight until your legs can't take it anymore. You'll definitely feel the burn, especially on your thigh area. Now let's try some lunges. Just stand up, bend your legs forward while the other one supports it. Hold it for 3 seconds. Basically, you're lunging forward, and then hold it for 3 seconds. You switch your legs once you get that burn. Hold it for 3 seconds, and then switch legs, and then just keep switching legs. Keep repeating this. Repeat this several times until your legs feel like they're burning jelly. And as you can see, I can also use the store bag filled with all the books as added weight, placing it on my head. This entire set will take up about half an hour altogether, so I do these 3 times in a row. So basically I'm getting an hour and a half of this every 2 days. Make sure you drink plenty of water and take deep breaths. As far as food, you know, diet, it's very important, and it's also part of losing weight, losing 60 pounds, and also maintaining that weight loss. It's you don't just lose it and then gain it back. You actually try and, you know, keep it off for the rest of your life, pretty much. That video, you're gonna have to stay tuned. So it's gonna be in part 2, where I'll be talking about eating habits that help you lose and maintain weight loss. Alright, so that's it for this advice episode of the Review Space. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for part 2. Until next time, ciao.